Welcome to The Explainer. In our daily lives, and especially when we're trying to learn something new, we usually spend endless hours hunting for definitive answers. We want the facts, plain and simple. But today we're going to do the exact opposite. We are going to explore the thrilling, totally unknown edge of human knowledge. Okay, let's dive right into this.
Think back to when you were a kid. You probably puzzled over the world and asked rapid-fire questions all the time. Questions like, do fish feel pain? Or, what about insects? What would it actually feel like to be a dog?
And then, as you got a bit older, your mind probably pushed outward into way bigger cosmic territory. Was the Big Bang just a total accident? Is there some grand plan out there? Or is the future already written and we just can't see it yet?
Which inevitably leads to deeply personal questions. Who am I anyway? Am I just a biological machine? And if I am, why am I conscious? What even is consciousness? I mean, someone must know the answers to these, right? Well, guess what? No one knows. Not a single person. But diving into these mysteries is absolutely incredible because it takes us right to the very edge of what humanity understands.
Section 1. The Edge of Knowledge. How many universes?
To even begin grasping this stuff, we have to zoom way, way out. Just looking at our own solar system, the sun is an object so unfathomably massive that you could literally cram 1 million Earths inside it. It just seems impossibly big. But here's the wild part. In the grand scheme of things, our sun is just a tiny, insignificant pinprick. It's just one of about 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. To really put that into perspective, imagine if every single star was just one grain of sand. The Milky Way alone has enough stars to fill a 30 by 30 foot stretch of beach stacked 3 feet deep with sand.
But wait, it gets crazier. That massive beach of stars is absolutely nothing compared to the rest of the expanding universe. Telescopes tell us there are an estimated 100 billion visible galaxies out there, all flying apart from us. Our entire planet doesn't have enough beaches to represent the stars in the overall universe. That beach of sand we just talked about, it would literally continue for hundreds of millions of miles.
Section 2. Counting the universes. Beyond our own.
So physical reality as we know it might actually just be a minuscule fraction of the total picture. Recent physics theories, like 11-dimensional string theory, suggest our universe isn't a solo act. In fact, the math predicts a vast multiverse made up of 10 to the power of 500 universes. That is a 1 followed by 500 zeros. To wrap your head around that, if every atom in our observable universe contained its own universes, and every atom in those universes had their own universe, and you repeated that whole cycle 2 more times, you would still only be at a tiny, tiny fraction of this number.
Section 3. The Quantum Wrinkle. Interpreting Reality.
Now, quantum theory has been proven true beyond a shadow of a doubt, but interpreting what it actually means, it's completely baffling. Scientists and philosophers have wildly different takes on this. Some physicists argue the only way to unbaffle quantum mechanics is by assuming parallel universes are spawning every single moment based on different outcomes, which creates infinite pocket universes. Meanwhile, other scientists say hogwash and insist there is only one single universe, and a few philosophers even argue the whole shebang is just an illusion. Right now, the real answer is literally somewhere between 0 and infinity.
Section 4. Where is everybody? The Fermi Paradox.
If space really is this infinitely massive, it brings us directly to our second major mystery. Back in 1950, the physicist Enrico Fermi looked up at the vastness of space and asked a very simple but slightly eerie question. Where is everybody? And that sets up the central riddle of extraterrestrial existence.
Let's do the alien math for a second. Based on data from the Kepler Space Observatory, there could be 500 billion planets just in our galaxy alone. Even if we assume only 1 in 10,000 of those planets has conditions that might support life, that still leaves us with 50 million possible life-harboring planets right here in the Milky Way.
And what makes this even more puzzling is the cosmic timeline. Earth formed about 9 billion years after the Big Bang. That means countless other planets had a massive head start on us. If alien life started millions of years before we did, they would have had ample time to build galaxy-spanning technologies or giant energy-harvesting artifacts. And yet, we see absolutely zero convincing evidence of any of it.
Section 5. Dark and Hopeful Answers. Why so quiet?
So why the cosmic radio silence? Well, let's start with the darker theories.
Perhaps a super-intelligent predator civilization has imposed strict radio silence because it just obliterates any potential competitors. Or maybe the evolution of intelligence is incredibly rare, and we're actually the very first of our kind. Or, tragically, maybe civilizations just naturally carry the seeds of their own destruction because they eventually can't control the technologies they invent.
But hey, on the flip side, we do have some much more hopeful answers. For one, maybe we just aren't looking hard enough. We actually spend a pitiful amount of funding on the search. Or maybe advanced aliens are communicating via dark matter. Or, and I find this one fascinating, perhaps highly advanced life realizes it's just way more efficient to exist at a tiny scale. They shrink down to microscopic levels to reduce their environmental footprint. I mean, our very own solar system could be teeming with microscopic aliens right now.
Section 6. The power of curiosity. The human drive.
No matter how unbelievably immense these cosmic mysteries get, they all inevitably funnel right back down to our own human experience, our relentless drive to figure things out. We are actively searching for the truth. Upcoming spectroscopic data is soon going to reveal exactly how life-friendly nearby planets are. Plus, SETI is currently releasing its data to the public. That means millions of citizen scientists can bring the power of the crowd to the search. You can literally help hunt for alien life from your living room.
So here is the absolutely crucial takeaway from all this. Whether we eventually discover that the universe is teeming with life, or we find out that it's literally just us, both answers are awe-inspiring. Even if we are completely alone in the dark, the very fact that we have the capacity to think, to dream, and to ask these massive questions is incredibly special. It might actually be one of the most important facts about the universe.
Which leads to this crazy, provocative question. Are the very ideas in our heads a form of alien life? I know, it sounds wild, but think about it. Ideas have a life all their own, and they routinely outlive their creators. Biological life as we know it might just be a passing phase for intelligence.
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this incredible thought. The quest for knowledge and understanding never gets dull. The more you know, the more amazing the world seems. It's these wild possibilities and these giant unanswered questions that actively pull humanity forward.
So, embrace the unknown. The edge of knowledge is always out there, just waiting for us. Stay curious, but ask yourself, what impossible question will humanity finally answer next?